Hello. Waiting for some people to come into the chat. It is Thursday. It is January the 16th. And this live stream is going to be whatever you guys want to talk about that is pertaining to my channel. You know, my channel is all about, uh, within this country, obviously, people of color, in particular, black folks, uh, people who are uh, connected to Africa, even if they have a mixed ancestry. Obviously, American Indian or Indigenous American, which can be complicated at times. And so this chat, this live is going to be, just me talking, you guys interacting with me, and all that jazz. So, someone just got in here and left. So, hopefully, you guys are not having any issues. Okay? All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start. So, trying to make sure I'm decent here. I got the top half presentable, okay? Alright, so I think I'm good now. Enjoy it, bro. Look like a very lovely woman. Oh, thank you. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate the compliment. What would you like for us, you, me, and whoever else decides to get in this chat? What would you like to chat about? Anything that's on your mind, that's been getting on your nerves, or something that has been keeping you grounded, anything like that. Give me some ideas. What would you like to chat about? You look like you're in a hotel. Are you on a business trip? I am in a hotel. I am staying in Sonesta ES Suites. This is my second week staying here. I'm going to stay one more week, and then I'm going to go to another temporary lodging area. Right now, I'm in the process of transitioning or relocating to, I don't want to talk too much about it just yet, but it will definitely be outside of the state. Right now, I'm in Maryland, and I work in Maryland. But in the near future, I will be relocating a bit south. So I'm getting out of the Baltimore, D.C. area. So I guess you could say it is a business trip because I work literally 10, 15 minutes from here. And the only reason why I'm in this hotel is because of my job. If it wasn't for that, I would have been gone a long time ago. So yeah, technically, I guess it is a business trip. But so far, I am impressed by this hotel. And, I mean, I can't really complain. They actually have this service that if you don't want extra towels or things of that nature, you want to preserve water, they say you put like a little magnet on your door, and when you do that, you will let them know, hey, I don't need anything, I'm sleeping in or whatever, so they don't come in the room. Or you can just take the magnet off, and then they'll come in and they'll make your bed, they'll dump the trash, and they will put fresh, clean towels in your room. So that's been nice because I didn't have this room uh, entered in here other than me for like 3 days. So then I had them dump the trash, and like I said, so sometimes I forget this is a hotel because it's like a king suite um, kitchenette type setup here. It's similar to if you've ever stayed at a Candlewood or some type of suite like that, that has like a little kitchen where you can cook your food, dishwash, a kitchenette. Then sometimes you kind of forget you're in the hotel and they have these services like here they have free breakfast, similar to Holiday Inn Express if you're familiar with that. You have eggs, bacon, sausage, cereal, bagels, coffee. Here they have like a little fruit bar. Nothing to brag about, by the way, because the fruit is pretty much out of season and it looks it. So I never tried it or whatever. But other than that, I mean, you're not gonna starve if you stay here. They have breakfast every morning. Um, Not many places similar to this offer free breakfast, so you can't really complain. So yes, I am technically, I guess you could say, on a business trip. Okay, you said what kind of shoes are you wearing? I'm actually wearing slippers. Like I said, the top half, the top half is presentable for you guys, and the bottom half is whatever. So yeah, I'm wearing slippers, socks and slippers. Oh, and I rubbed my feet with oil, and this oil I made myself, and it's called money oil. And I just rubbed it on my feet and put my socks on. So yes, I'm very comfortable. Very comfortable. Um, let's see. And I have my me time, right? It's just me in this room. Mister will be back tomorrow, so if he's watching, I'll see you tomorrow. But I do like just being by myself sometimes or whatever, and so he'll be back. Um, let's see. What other questions? You said socks with slippers. That's a little extra. It's very extra. Kind of like the dudes that have the white beater shirts on, the socks, and their flip flops on. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I'm gangsta. Yeah. So anyway, um, let's see. There is this black-owned business slash indigenous American business that is on the Navajo Nation's reservation, or the Dene people. And I shared a link on Facebook. So let me see. Um, I'm trying to remember the name of it. Black Business Dene um, Navajo Reservation, and it's cosmetic. It's makeup, things of that nature. And so I'm trying to remember the name of this young lady. Let's see. I think it's called I See Something. And this is me not being prepared for this live, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Uh, it's through my Facebook. I think her name is I see or whatever. Anyway, Radmilla Cody, who was the former Miss Navajo, she is Indigenous American, or she's Dene, and she's also African American or Black, or uh, a person of color other than Indigenous American. So anyway, she's been helping to promote this business as well. And let me see if I can find it real quick, so I can put it. Well, I'm not gonna be able to put it in the chat box, but I don't know. Could I sign in at the same time on my laptop and be signed in on my cell phone? No. Oh, I don't like Crocs. I think they're so ugly, but a lot of people think they're, well, they say they're comfortable. They're ugly, but they're comfortable. I never was a fan of the Crocs. Let's see. What is the name of? I think it was I see something. I see something. And I know I should have had this. What is that girl's name? Anyway, I want to support her business. That's what I'm trying to say. She had this event there not too long ago, and she posted pictures and everything like that. It was pretty cool. And like I said, Red Miller Cody, she's been very supportive of this young lady. I don't even know if they're related. She said my big sister. And a lot of people say big sister because they have respect for someone who they admire or whatever like that. They could be siblings because they kind of look alike. Let me see. If you make your own lotion for your feet, they must be very soft then. I made the oil. It's this oil that I made, like I said, is called oil. Money oil. And it's supposed to help draw in affluent financial, you know, uh, cash flow. So that's why it's money oil. You rub it on the bottom of your feet. So I made that, and I've been rubbing it on my feet for probably 4 to 6 weeks now. I'll talk more about things when I see results, and then I can go back and say, oh yeah, I did this, guys. I did that, guys. So, let's see. Hmm. And with regards to this young lady who is she's promoting Black, and she's also promoting Indigenous American, and she's also promoting Navajo, and she's also promoting Dene, because that's what it's also called, um, within her business. And it's sad when over the years, I don't know if she's been getting a lot of backlash, but over the years, if someone with Black ancestry also publicly identify with their Indigenous American tribal affiliation, whatever like that, many times they're given um, the cold shoulder. But maybe this young lady is not. She doesn't have to deal with that. Maybe people got over it. I don't know. But she seems like she's doing pretty well. Hmm. Because I know Ramel Cody, she she experienced a lot of pushback because of that. But I mean, she still won Miss Navajo Nation or whatever like that. But just because she has a Black father or African American father, people were giving her a hard time. But yet, culturally, culturally, she's Dene. She's Navajo culturally, right? There ain't no Black influence that I can see. Now, maybe behind closed doors, maybe. I don't know. But when I met her in person or whatever, I didn't see a Black one. I saw a woman who is Dene representing her people, her Indigenous American people. But what's funny is that when myself and my best friend saw Red Cody a few years ago at the Native American Museum, well, the National Museum of the American Indian in D.C., and she performed or whatever, and she was selling CDs. And I remember after her performance, we went to the table to get an autograph or whatever. Well, did we get an autograph? I don't even remember getting. No, she was autographing her CDs, and we didn't buy a CD. But the first thing she said when we walked up to the table, she was like, "Oh, can I take a picture with you guys with my cell phone?" I was like, "What? Huh? Wait a minute. We came here so we could take a picture with you on our cell phones." So yeah, she was like excited to see us, and I thought that was pretty cool. She did not react like that with everybody else that was there. But when we came to the table, it was almost like the tables, literally, the tables turned. It was like we were the ones that she came to see. So I was like, okay. but but when we interacted with her a little bit, I didn't see someone who was trying to be Indigenous American, someone who was not raised as Indigenous American, but learning about it later in life. I saw someone who exude her culture, her identity, as Indigenous American. She was raised that way. I didn't see nothing putting on, adding on. Uh, well, let me say it this way so people believe I'm Indigenous American. No, I didn't. I didn't pick up on that. I picked up on somebody that was raised that way, and that's her identity, culturally. Culturally, Dene. Genetically, Indigenous American and Black. So I hope that made some sense to some folks out there. Um, you're back on that oil again. Does the oil make them soft? I guess it does. Yeah. Um, I'm more of a lotion type person. If you're talking about um, keeping them soft, like have them a little um, like almost wet, damp, right out of the shower. Then you put lotion on, and then you put oil on top of it to seal in the moisture. Then put on some socks. Then yeah, my feet will be soft. If not, they're crusty. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. No lotion, no oil on it, and water. Crusty. And I take it you are a feet person. Because you keep asking me about my feet. Do you have any other questions that's not pertaining to feet? Because, yeah. My feet has nothing to do with my channel. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I'm going to keep looking, though. I'm going to move on from this topic with Radmilla Cody, because I've talked about her before in one of my older videos. I really don't have to talk too much about it. Um, let's see. I'm not surprised. I'm switching gears now. I'm not surprised by the little prick who won a settlement against CNN. Him and his little classmates were in D.C. and they were Trumpsters. Probably heard about this. This was about a year ago. This is back in January. And I think it was Indigenous Peoples Day or something. And right after everything, a lot of people left. And I think some Black Israelites and them little teenage Trumpsters were verbally getting into back and forth. When people are passionate about something, they can get very rowdy. And so this Indigenous American Elder Nathan, began singing and drumming to kind of calm things down, because culturally that's what his folks do. Drumming is to kind of get people to calm down, and he was chanting and everything like that, and one of the young boys got in his face with the typical prick privilege smirk on his face, and it was almost like, you're nothing, and at the end of the day, whatever I do, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to get away with it, and you can play your little drum or whatever, but it's not going to matter. That was what started everything. And CNN jumped in among other media platforms. And so this boy, I guess parents and the school he went to and everybody else, there are probably Trumpsters, Trump and everybody else, backed this boy because there was a lawsuit going on. And apparently the lawsuit was in his favor. 200 and something million dollars, 200 and something $1 million for this little privileged prick Trumpster. Him and his crew, or him and his family, whatever, got 200 million plus dollars against CNN. Let me see if I can find the article. Oh yeah, here we go. January the 7th. Yeah. Now I wasn't there that day. Covington Catholic High School. That's what the boy and his little prick friends from that school, Trumpsters, was in D.C. that day. Yeah. I wasn't there, but I witnessed the aftermath. And I'm not going to say too much more about that, but let's just say the elder had to be, I wouldn't necessarily say hidden, but he got death threats in his hometown. So he had to find space that was safe. And I couldn't even imagine. And at the end of the day, he got nothing. I'm not saying spiritually he didn't get anything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just the here and now. The elder got mocked by some young pricks, old pricks, and dead pricks. But yet the young boy, he walks away with $275 million. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me read this article. New York, CNN Business. CNN has settled a lawsuit with a Kentucky high school student who was at the center of a viral video controversy. A spokesperson for the news network confirmed Tuesday. No other details were immediately available. Okay, so I guess CNN got a smack on the wrist because they took a viral video and ran with it. And the media sometimes can pull the trigger too soon before having all the facts, right? An attorney for the student, Nicholas Sandman, did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Sandman only tweeted, "Yes, we settled with CNN." The news was first reported by WXIX TV. A local outlet said a settlement figure was not made public at a court hearing in Covington, Kentucky. The settlement will allow CNN to avoid a lengthy and potentially unpredictable trial. Salmon sought $275 million in damages in the lawsuit he filed against CNN last March. Really. Salmon, a student at Covington Catholic High School, became a national news story when he was in Washington on January 18th, 2019, for the annual March for Life rally. Now, there was two marches going on. And there was something about that did not sit with me well. And that's the main reason why I didn't go. There was the Indigenous Peoples March, and then there was this March for Life rally. So obviously they're for life, but they hate people. You for life, but you hate people. hmm So I knew something like having those two events going on and some minor events going on, that was going to create friction. And of course, you know, if you have a group there that the people don't want there, and then you have another group there that those people don't want there, guess what? That's going to be some friction going on. It says in a video that gained national anthem attention, not anthem, Sandman was in an encounter with Omaha tribe elder Nathan Phillips. Encounter. Who was beating a hand drum and singing at the Indigenous Peoples March at the Lincoln Memorial on the same day. Another video surfaced days later provided additional context for the encounter, but the first video had gone viral, touching off widespread controversy as photos of the teenager in the red "Make America Great Again" hat he was wearing spread across social media. In the second video, a group of black men who identify as members of the Black Hebrew Israelites were seen taunting the students from Covington Catholic High School with disparaging language and shouting racist slurs at participants in the Indigenous Peoples Rally and other passerbys. Now, the Black Israelites have a reputation for screaming at people, so they don't get a pass. They definitely do not get a pass from me. And I'm sure all the hating that I got in the past on this page, I'm sure a big chunk of them came from Black Israelites. I've been called all kinds of names. White man's wench, whore, and everything else. Really? So, they don't get a pass. Sandman, as at the time, strongly denied accusations against him, saying he had been trying to defuse the situation by remaining motionless and calm. This is what the young boy said, with the smirk on his face. And he's a teenager. Teenagers do stupid stuff. Okay? But you have an elder that's in front of you. And he's putting himself between you and the loud, obnoxious comments that are coming from another group. You boys are young. You're young. Don't get caught up with old fools. Yeah, I said it. Don't get caught up in that. That's all he was trying to do. He was trying to decompress the tension because it was heating up. And of course, American Indian or AIM, American Indian Movement members, some of them were there, but they had left before all this went down. Because heaven only knows what would have went down if they were still there and all that was going on. Because they typically are there to look out for, obviously the people, but primarily also the elders. And so if they were there, just saying, y'all think the Black Panthers got power. Um, Major news outlets, including the Washington Post, the Associated Press, and CNN, cover the aftermath of the incident. Sandman, who also filed lawsuits against NBC Universal and the Washington Post. In July, a federal judge in Kentucky dismissed the lawsuit against the Washington Post. Part of that lawsuit, however, was later reinstated in October. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this was posted January the 7th, so a little over a week ago. So, as far as the elder Nathan, I'm not sure what's going on with him. I haven't seen him in quite a while. Um, According to this article, it has nothing to do with him being sued, but it took its toll on him. And he may just be laying low because he never wanted this kind of attention at all. At all. I see one person watching. Feel free to leave a comment or something, so I know that what I'm saying is resonating, or if there's some other topic you would like to talk about, just, chime in so you can be part of the conversation. Let's see. Oh, I found it. Remember, I was talking about Radmilla Cody promoting a Black-owned, indigenous-owned Dene business on the Dene or the Navajo reservation. So I found the article actually. It is listed on Native Business Mag, that's MAG.com. So it's Ashi Beauty, Navajo-owned skincare line, empowers people of color. Yay! This was posted actually 2 years ago. Let's see. Ashi is a Navajo word. It means this is me, this is mine. The Asaki Ba La France Cha Chair, that's the name. Okay, wellness implies an integrity of self. A half Navajo, half African American woman raised in Beto on the Navajo reservation in northeastern Arizona. She desired to see more people of color represented in the luxury beauty market. She created Ashi Beauty. I love that. This is me. This is mine. Beauty. I like that. Her luxury skincare line for the two key reasons. Number one, to balance her skin with all natural botanical based products. And two, to create a brand and space where people of color, and particularly Native Americans, are not only represented but uplifted, encouraged, and inspired. La France Chair has a dynamic understanding of the way health radiates from inside out. Ashi Beauty is more than a skincare and beauty line. It's a mission to spread positive vibes and encourage people of color to let their beauty and power shine. La France Chair recently challenged her social media followers. Quote, take a picture and show us what makes you unique. Show us your beautiful self, end quote. They went along with, I'll be giving every single one of my contestants who entered Ashi beauty gifts because they deserve it, she said. Quote, They're on board with my mission and the concept of my brand. From what I know so far, no native owned luxury skincare line exists. I want this line to be in Bloomingdale's, Neiman Marcus, and Harvey Nichols overseas. I feel like people may not see native people as luxury. Huh? What? Really? But if you look at our beadwork, our silversmith work, our rugs, those are luxury. Very, very pricey. Nothing cheap about that. Unless it's made in China. Our homeland is luxury. I want to make that statement. We too are luxury. End quote. La France Chachère said. Quote, luxury is more than being glamorous in the city. Luxury is us, too, as Native people, and us, too, as Western people. We need to be recognized as luxury, she emphasized. And it goes on and on and on to the break of dawn. So anyway, then I jump down here. It says, I plan to launch a cosmetic line with makeup in 2019. And see, what I want to do is I want to go to the Facebook page real quick because that has most recent stuff. This is an old article. So it's ashibeauty.com. That's AHSHIBEAUTY.com. Ashi Beauty. And again, it's located on the Dene reservation. In this case, it is at 407 West Cole Avenue, Gallup, New Mexico, 87301. I'm sure I passed this this shop, or at least the location where the shop is now, when I was out there almost 2 years ago. And I definitely want to support. She is Indigenous American. She is a woman. She is connected to black folks. But obviously she represents her culture, which is Dene. And I'm actually happy for her because this is a big deal, guys. This girl is mixed. Okay? This girl is mixed with black DNA. Okay? Alright, so let's see. She offers beauty gift cards. Let's see. Cosmetics, merchandise, La Cha, whatever that is. Okay, we have a Trump supporter here. Trump, my joy. I voted for Trump. Well, good for you. I hope it's working out for you. Obviously, whoever you vote for, typically you're happy with them, so I hope you're happy with Trump. Not everybody gets what they want when they vote for a particular candidate. But hopefully you got most of the things on your list. Hopefully you got most of the things on your list, the reason why you voted for him. Let's see. So La Chop Native Boss Babe Apparel. Oh, it's coming soon, so it's not available yet. Okay. But anyway, so I suggest you guys check out her website. Again, she's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, I'm not really on Instagram like that. I have a Twitter account, but I don't necessarily. It's been years since I even logged into Twitter. Because for me, Twitter is more like you're a celebrity, and I want to follow you. Like, who would want to follow me? I'm not a celebrity. So, anyway, I'm on her Facebook page now. Pretty cool. MUA at Hope Brittany got me feeling myself. My braids plus full face of Ashi beauty products. Camera ready primer. Foundation STXC9 summer palette. Cheeks bronzer highlight. Artist Pro palette. Liquid. Well, obviously I don't wear makeup. Like I'm not wearing any makeup, y'all. See the blemishes. See the bumps. Right. See all this. Like no makeup. None. So obviously I don't know what they're talking about. I'm like, what is a palette? What is shimmer? I'm just reading off the screen. I have no clue. I know what lipstick is. I know what mascara is and eyeliner, and blush and foundation. But all this other stuff, I don't know what this is. But anyway, so there's a picture of, I believe it's her with her makeup on. I think, maybe not. And then here are some reviews and recommendations. Like this one girl said, and this was January the 12th. She says the customer service was on point! Explanation point. The conversation I had with the CEO, Asaki, that's her name, was a great example of women empowerment. Not only was I welcome, but my 5-year-old was there as well. They kept her entertained while I got to experience the products. My makeup was on point and lasted for hours. Great products all around. She said on point twice. Okay, another person said, and this was posted January the 5th. Awesome shop! Exclamation point. She has so much passion for her business. Highly recommend. Congratulations on your business and many more years to come. And then I'm going to read one more. This was posted December the 21st of 2019. Came in from Phoenix, ate breakfast at Jerry's with my family, and waited for the grand opening. Friendly staff, stop by and check it out. So yeah, guys, even though I'm not necessarily gonna fly over there just to go to this shop, but if I'm ever in the area, I'm definitely gonna stop by, and I may even buy some stuff online or whatever. Because again, I want to be able to support her. Again, not only she's a woman, not only is she Indigenous American, but she is a Black Indigenous American woman. Black owned, Indigenous American, woman owned business located on a Navajo reservation. In Navajo, they have a large, their territory is large. You know, they're in New Mexico, they're in Arizona, and I forgot what other places they are as far as their reservations, but it's a large mass of land. And this young lady happens to have a shop in New Mexico. So, congratulations. If she ever watches this or if someone's watching it, get this back to her. Ashi Beauty. I like that. That's amazing. So anyway, I follow her on Facebook. And I think you guys should check her out. Okay, is there any other comments? Anything else anyone wants to say? I see one person watching. Is this still the Trumpster guy who's watching, or is this someone else? I doubt if you are the Trumpster guy or gal, I doubt that this channel really would interest you anyway. If this is the same person. Okay, so whoever was just watching just left. So, goodbye. Okay, I got 2 people that just got back in. Now 1 person. So anyway, this live video is for you guys. Again, I didn't come with any questions, anything really to talk about. So whoever is in the chat room, feel free to ask questions. I love that it's white though. I love white walls. And it's a little palm tree. It's not so big, but that's okay. Well, next weekend, I will be heading down to the island, Outer Banks. and I'm gonna spend a few days down there. And hopefully the weather will be good, because I mean, Outer Banks for the most part is about 10 to 12 degrees warmer than where I am now, and I'm in Maryland. So hopefully the weather will be uh, nice and decent or whatever like that for the drive down there and back. Actually, yeah, I'm going down Saturday and then coming back Tuesday. Yeah. So hopefully the weather will be cooperative. um, I think you guys should check out the Frisco Native American Museum website. That's Frisco, Frisco, Frisco Native American Museum. They have a website. It is a museum that honors not only indigenous people within the state of North Carolina, but throughout the United States. Um, and so I'm sure when I go down to Outer Banks, I'm going to stop by and check out the local, not the local, but the recent displays that they have. And I would definitely suggest, if you're ever in that area, to check it out. That area is becoming more and more my go-to place, and I'll be back down there next weekend. And then I'll be back down there again probably around Valentine's Day weekend. And then I'll probably be back down there like pretty much once a month. I'm down there. I have reasons to be down there. And I'll reveal all of that later. Um, but yeah, that's what I have to say about that. If you're curious, I am drinking not the Dasani. I'm just reusing this plastic bottle, but I'm actually drinking Fiji water, and I have lemon juice in here, along with, as you can see, the slices of cucumber. And that is a concoction that will help suppress your appetite. This is my go-to when I've been eating a little bit too much, face getting a little round and swole or whatever. That's my go-to, because that definitely helps suppress your cravings. Okay? That's something that I found out a few years ago, and it works. So I was like, let me stop being lazy, wash these cucumbers and chop them up. I've been looking at these cucumbers for like a week now. So I went ahead and washed my cucumbers, chopped up a few pieces, and put it in my water. So I drink that pretty much all day. Um, but yeah, if you were wondering what I was drinking, that is lemon cucumber water. Not lime, but lemon. You could probably do lemon too, but I prefer, you probably can do lime too, but I prefer lemon. For dinner tonight, I got some organic tomato sauce and organic, their vegan sausage. The name of the brand, I've said this before, but the name of the brand is called No Evil. And you can look it up online, noevil.com or whatever. They have them in wagons, and I think they have them in moms. And moms is more of a, I would say, DC, Baltimore grocery store brand uh, that promotes healthier, organic, kosher, vegan, gluten-free, all the dietary necessities for a lot of people with allergens. It's one of those type of stores. And so they have them there. They have them, I believe, at Whole Foods. Now, I know there's a Whole Foods in Richmond, and I think there's one in Durham. Because Whole Foods is not everywhere. So you probably could get it from your health food store, where whatever health food store you have locally, maybe they will have no evil. But not only is they have sausage, but they have chicken, which is again vegan, no meat, chicken. Then they have like the meat substitute that you would put, let's say, in tacos or whatever. That's pretty good. And I'm trying to think of what else they have. But anyway, I cooked a batch up of that the other day, but the leftovers actually pinched them off pieces of it. And I put it in the pot with the tomato sauce. And then I had cauliflower rice, which is frozen already grated into like rice, the cauliflower, and it's organic. And so I put the frozen cauliflower rice in the pot again with the tomato sauce and with the no evil sausage. And again, this pretty much is my vegan dinner. And then I warmed it up. I added some smoked paprika because I love smoked paprika. I put that on everything. It's kind of like my hot sauce. Um, and I ate a bowl of that. And like I said, I've been drinking this lemon cucumber water, which is also good for flushing you. Like if you eat salty foods, you're bloated or whatever, you drink this all day, yeah, it'll flush you out. Get rid of that bloat. Because your girl, just saying, kind of swole around the neck. Been eating, especially around here when they have these little special days when they just have free chocolate down in the lobby. I'm like, I'm paying X amount of money to stay here, so I'm going to give me some free chocolate. Now, I know better. First of all, it ain't vegan, and it's full of the bad sugar, right? I know better. Full of preservatives and just stuff we shouldn't even consume. I was being in myself, didn't care for about 2 weeks. So, just letting you know, another way to kick back or revamp or whatever you want to call it, lemon cucumber water. Just saying. You drink it every day. And before you know it, your pants going to look real loose. You're going to be having to wear a belt soon. If you choose your meals wisely and you don't eat too much carbs. Carbs, sugar, carbs turn into sugar. Just saying. At least for me, I know. Been there, done that. If you've seen my old videos, you know how far I've come. I think I know a little bit something about a little bit something, right? And I got that from Weight Watchers. And I know there's other forms of weight loss programs out there. But for the most part, when I first started Weight Watchers years ago, when I went on that journey, I learned what were my triggers. And I learned that it's not worth eating that piece of bread. It's just not. It's just not worth it. It really isn't. It's not. Um, you can get more volume if you add more vegetables and things of that nature. So if you eat more of that, then it gives you that volume that you crave. So you don't feel hungry within like 30 minutes. Now, I consume hemp powder in my smoothies most evenings, but lately I am unable to find it in the store for some reason. The brand that I like is Navita, Navita. I like that brand, and I haven't been able to find it. I've been to 2 or 3 different Wegmans, and I'm unable to find it. And I don't know if it's a regional thing. In certain regions, that store has what I'm looking for. I don't know, but I haven't been using or consuming hemp like I've been. But the hemp I would consume was full of fiber and full of protein. And that's where I got a bulk of my protein from, was from my hemp powder. Not whey protein. No. I'm not a whey protein kind of gal. So, yeah. I need to get some more of that. Okay, whoever's watching, you have any questions? Have any comments? Anything that's been on your mind and you would like to talk about it? Feel free to leave a comment in the comment box. Anything that you're wondering about. Um, of course, you came to my channel and you saw Black and Indigenous American. So again, that's pretty much what my channel is about. I guess you're watching to see if I'm going to say anything controversial, maybe. Or maybe you're watching to see if you can get uh, some more information about Indigenous American people, as well as African American, Black American people, and that combination. Maybe. I have a ton of videos of me expressing myself about that type of stuff. And that's, again, what my channel is about. Um, lately, lately I've been, I got a comment here. Hold on. Let's see. I got a comment. Lately I've been focusing more on my spiritual journey and activating what's been there all this time. But I've been distracted by things like many people have. Um, it's very easy to be distracted from your purpose. It's very easy to be distracted from what really matters. And life is full of experiences. And me, just like everybody else, have been experiencing the highs and the lows of just existing on this planet. And I choose to go deeper as far as identity. Yes, on the surface, I am Indigenous American. Yes, on the surface, I am African American, Black, or whatever you want to call that. Some people have a problem with me even saying the word African American. Some people have a problem with me even saying Black. I have no issue with it as far as identifying with that. Um, but for whatever reason, some people are offended when I identify publicly with both. For whatever reason, it bothers them. I don't know. What I do in my life, it's not like I'm someone who is a celebrity on a stage doing what people think is stereotypically of my group, right? And getting backlash from groups of my people telling me I'm making them look a fool because of what I'm doing. Right? I'm supposed to represent everybody in my group by how I behave. Now, obviously, I'm not on a stage performing in a way that is disrespecting my entire group or groups of people that I connect with. I'm just not. I'm just being me. I'm just being me. Hey, Auntie Pooh. Hey. Yeah, I was kind of talking to myself for a minute there. I mean, I have people watching, but not many people are saying much. So I'm glad you chiming in. Come on, give me some topics of discussion. Oh, we got another person. Um, okay. Give me something to talk about, Auntie Pooh. Hi, spiritual chicks. 82. How are you? Like all of a sudden, all you guys decided to hop on. This is the magical hour, I guess. So it's 7:38 p.m. Okay, Poochie, you want to talk about the weather? Yeah, we are experiencing spring-like weather. People are saying they've seen trees budding, right? Which should not be happening in mid-January. Um, Today it was like in a maybe upper 50s. Well, at least when I went into work today, it was like in the 50s. And I'm assuming it probably was around maybe 60 degrees or something like that throughout the day. I really wasn't paying attention. What I am paying attention to is this upcoming weekend, where apparently the temperature is going to drop. It's going to drop like in the upper 30s and possibly hit freezing, and we're supposed to be getting some precipitation, which is crazy because it's like where did the springtime weather come from? Now we're back in winter again. Spring, winter, spring, winter, winter, spring, winter, spring, spring, winter. Like that's unnatural. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't have the answer. I just know that you do have, apparently, this is what I'm hearing. Apparently, you do have scientists, people that work for B that that are controlling the weather. And I think what they're trying to do is cool the planet down because the planet is getting too warm. And I don't know if this is supposed to help or make things worse because it seems like when man touches things, it just doesn't work out the way that they, I guess, planned on working it out. So, yeah. I'm going to plug up my phone real quick. So, bear with me. This phone is hot. It may not sit up the way I want it. Is it charging? Sorry, guys. I had to plug up the phone. Chemtrails. Yeah. Apparently, that's what they're spraying in the atmosphere. And when I say they, I don't know who in particular, but some people are saying that the powers that be are having in our atmosphere when we're not paying attention. Typically, it's very late at night or very early in the morning. So you can have a beautiful bright day in the morning, and then by afternoon, it's gray. So, for whatever reason, it looks like it's freezing or something. Is that better, y'all? Thanks, spiritual chick. You said you're doing well. Great to see your beautiful face. Thank you. You guys missed the part of the video when I was talking about Ah She Beauty. Ashi, that's AH hyphen she, SHI, beauty. And she is the owner of this business is Dene, which is Navajo, and she's also African American. So this is a black owned, this is indigenous owned, and a woman owned and operated business on an indigenous American reservation, which is Navajo reservation. In particular, this store is located in New Mexico. Okay? So I was talking about her makeup line. And to an article, and there was an explanation of what Ashi means. Let me see if I can go back to that article real quick. I mean, obviously, you guys can watch this video later from the beginning if you choose to. Have your attention. The word Ashi is Navajo word. It means this is me. This is mine. So again, it means this is me. This is mine. Beauty. So I really like that because at the end of the day, it's your beauty. And so thank you so much, Spiritual Chick 82, commenting me on my face. Because even though I'm promoting this makeup cosmetic line, because she is, Indigenous American, Black American, African American, or whatever you want to call it, and this business is located on a Navajo reservation in New Mexico. Your girl ain't wearing no makeup. She ain't wearing nothing up on the head to hide no wrinkles, no age spots or nothing. And this is the close up right here for y'all. And I left my lip gloss at work. Them lip gloss be popping. But your girl, like you can see the fine lines right here. Yeah. My eyebrows. Yeah, I haven't done my eyebrows in probably over a year. Right? Got little bumps right here. These are all the little imperfections that you might not see when I'm sitting back. Based on the lighting. But right up in here, right? Fine lines. Bump right here. Age spot right there. But this is me. This is mine. Beauty. So anyway, thank you anyway for noticing my beauty. Not everyone notices my beauty. Not everyone notices the next person's beauty. But we all have our own unique beauty. So thank you. I appreciate that. Poochie said glowing. This light right here. This light is glowing. See? This light is glowing. But anyway, thank you. So anyway, I hope you guys check out that website. Also follow this business on Facebook. They have an Instagram page, and they also have Twitter. Or she, because she's, I guess she's a solo CEO or whatever. She don't have no partner. Okay, so what else you guys want to talk about? My sister said the weather. Then we were talking about skin just now. Hey, John Olaf Irvinson Stent. I'm chopping it all the way up, and I'm so sorry. I'm just going to call you John, okay? Thanks for tuning in, John. I appreciate your contribution to this conversation. Is there anything you would like to discuss? Again, based on my channel, the name of my channel, you got an idea what I'm about. So, is there anything you would like to talk about? Anything? Oh no. My laptop just went off. And I have to start my computer up again. Boo! So I'm not going to be able to see your chat response, interaction, or whatever until I get my laptop up again. So bear with me. Okay. Right. This is so amateur, okay? I'm literally balancing my phone on a NutriBullet. just to get the right angle. Like for real, y'all. Like for real. Let me show you. Yep. There's my NutriBullet. So I'm literally balancing this phone on the top of my NutriBullet just so I can get the right angle. So let's just make sure the phone is plugged up. I got 10% left, and I'm trying to make sure I stay plugged in. Let's see. So bear with me with my amateur stand here. Okay. Like I said before at the beginning of my video, I'm wearing this part for you guys, but below, let's just say I'm decent from the hip up. So I want to make sure I'm still covered. So anyway, come on, give me something to talk about. Anything that's been on your mind that you want to talk about. You have questions. I don't have all the answers, but I can give you my opinion. My channel is all about opinions, y'all. What I think and my opinions. And it's funny because it's 1 hour and 11 minutes. And I just noticed it. 1:11. Again, I'm drinking not Dasani water. I'm just reusing this bottle. I'm actually drinking Fiji water. And you see what's floating in there is cucumber, slices of cucumber, and then lemon. So this is lemon cucumber water. This right here is good for appetite suppressants and for cravings, and it helps flush out, if you bloated or whatever, if you've been eating a lot of salt, it helps flush it out. So I'm back on that bandwagon again, y'all. Back on that bandwagon. Let's see, what is that? Okay, now I can see the chat. All the time y'all was chatting and I couldn't see it on the phone. Like I said, my laptop went out, so I gotta, Nan wants to update, obviously. Okay, so let's see. You want to talk about New Orleans, Poochie? I was thinking about New Orleans today. Oh, I can talk about the Juju series, the web series. They just came out with another episode. Out of all the web episodes of the Juju show, that was the best one. Now, this web series has very short episodes because of budget, right? It takes a lot for to do production and things of that nature. So, it is what it is. But this episode, which is the part 1, I think, of the finale for the season, was really good. So, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but I suggest you guys check out Juju web series. That's called Juju web series. I think it was maybe 7 short, maybe 13 to 15 minutes long episodes. And I suggest you guys check it out. I enjoy it. Now, so far, we have a group of young women, probably in their early 20s or so, who are friends, but they have something in common. And obviously what they have in common is their gifts, spiritual gifts, and where they got their spiritual gifts from. And so each character has like a totally different personality from the next character, But I hear many people commenting, or I read many people's comments under the videos, and a lot of people say certain characters they can relate to, or what have you. So the was really to introduce you to the characters. And it seemed like it took forever because, again, these episodes are only like 13 to 15 minutes long. So, you know, yeah. So, anyway, okay, Spiritual Chicks. I'm looking at the comments now. Spiritual Chick says, "Hey, have you been to any powwows lately?" The last powwow I went to was in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and it was at the Patuxent Park, and they have a free powwow there. I discussed that a few months ago, so I went to that. It was pretty good. I wasn't feeling that well that day, so I missed out on a lot. I mean, I was there, but I really wasn't there because I was feeling bad. Um, but that's always a really, really good family friendly powwow. It's non competition, so you don't have to worry about, all of that um, nitpicking or whatever. But that was the last powwow I went to in the past few months. There was a powwow in Bel Air, Maryland, which is a pretty good powwow as well, but I didn't go. That was last Saturday, which was 1/11. I didn't go. Number one, I didn't feel like driving up there because I'm a little further away from Bel Air than I was before. And number two, and when I say Bel Air, again, this is Maryland. This is not California. um, and then the powwow before that was um, the Nottoway Indian Tribe of Virginia's powwow, and that's in Surrey, Virginia. If you take the ferry from Jamestown over to Surrey, that's how you get there. Or if you're familiar with the Richmond area, and if you're on 295 and you get off of 295 at the exit that is, I want to say Hopewell, that's a little town there. That's about 30 minutes away from that powwow, just so you know. Let's see. And then before that, again, I'm trying to think about these powwows because I did not go to the Baltimore powwow this past November. I usually go to that one. Well, the past few years I've been going, but I haven't been going. Um, and again, I see a lot of the same people at other events and functions. I just haven't been to a powwow. Um, let's see. But I'm sure in the future I'll be swinging by some powwows in North Carolina more often than I have, and possibly South Carolina. Um, I may go to more things, not necessarily powwows, but more Indigenous American things in Virginia, um, primarily in the Richmond area, because I assume traffic is not going to be as tedious because I won't have to deal with DC area traffic. Even though I know Tidewater area traffic can be just as, hectic. But, um, yeah. So, I'm about to log into my laptop right now because it finally came up. It decided it want to upload and update and all that. So, give me a moment to get back in to this. Yeah, guys, Juju web series. I suggest it. This is all about supernatural gifts. And it's a mix of different beliefs that deals with supernatural gifts. It's not just one particular group or one particular supernatural practice. So you may think you're going to go and watch something that's specifically about this one group of practice, but no, it's actually a mixture. And we're, in the show thus far, we're still kind of getting to know the different characters and what gifts that they have. And yeah. At the end of the day, I actually like it. I'm starting to like it more now. Because they're kind of getting to the point, because they've been dragging. And again, I understand because production takes money. And so when they eventually have a fundraiser to help raise funds, I'm going to help by putting in my 2 cents to help them along with expanding this show. Um, let's see. I actually like the playlist too. If you look in their description box at the end of, or if you look at their videos, their episodes, and if you look in the description box, the drop down box, you'll see playlists for each character or particular scenes. You'll see um, a link to a Spotify playlist or whatever like that. And so some of the songs that I would hear in the episode, I'm like, oh, I like that. I like that song. And so you can either wait for the credits at the end and figure out, who's the artist and what's the name of the song and look it up yourself. Or you can go to Spotify, which is free, by the way, because I actually just signed up today just so I can listen to the playlist for this particular web series, because they say, oh, if you want to hear the playlist of Wada, click on the link to listen to the songs that were played in this episode. So that's why I went ahead and signed up for Spotify on my phone. And I'm assuming Spotify is more like a playlist type setup. Um, there was a playlist years ago. I can't remember the name of that platform, but it was like you could just pick all these songs you like and you're not downloading. So it's not like you're stealing the music like Napster. Napster folks were stealing and didn't know it. I was one of them. I didn't know Napster was illegal until they said this is illegal. You cannot download. You can listen, but you can't download. So there was another platform that was um, developed where you can listen to music, but don't download it unless you pay for it. And so Spotify reminds me of that platform. Let's see. Spiritual Chick 82 says, nice. I have family up in Maryland, also in Virginia, where my sister is. Um, says, we will have to hit some up next time I'm out there for a visit. Cool beans. Then you said, okay, interesting. It's good they added playlists. I wish they would do that for every show, to be honest. Saves time on Googling. Oh, so do you watch it as well? So I'm speaking to the choir then, huh? Am I speaking to the choir? You've been watching Juju web series? Then what I like about this last episode that I watched today was that the teacher put crystals up on a pedestal as far as helping them do. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about the episode, but helping them um, strengthen their gifts. And she mentioned crystals and how crystals will help with blah, 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 blah. If you don't know me by now, I talk about my crystals. I'm a crystal girl. I love my crystals. I love my crystals. Like, I keep going back to this one. This is my bloodstone. I've worn this most days around my neck. I'm wearing copper. Copper is not a crystal, obviously, but copper is a protective metal as well. And where I'm from, um, within the history of that territory where I'm from, there were a lot of copper mines. And the indigenous people there, my ancestors or whatever, they were copper miners. And so a lot of these archaeologists and scientists or whatever that have done research on the Roanoke Island in North Carolina with Virginia Dare and the Lost Colony and everything like that. Apparently, there could be some connection with the copper mines where I'm from in Virginia, linked to the Roanoke Island in North Carolina and the Lost Colony and all that. So long story short, I started wearing copper like a couple of years ago because again, copper is good for I think arthritis and physical ailments and stuff like that, and it's also a protective mineral. So that's why I wear copper. And the earrings I'm wearing is nothing special, but they're teardrop and they're cute and I like them, so that's why I'm wearing them now. All right, let me get back on the internet on this laptop. Any other comments and questions? Okay, so spiritual chick says, I haven't yet, but I saw it on on your channel. Oh, okay, cool. Interesting history lesson behind that. Yeah, they each have special properties to them. I like what you are wearing. Oh, thank you. Again, I put this together for y'all. Because if I wasn't talking to y'all, I'll be looking very homey right about now. And this is very basic. Like I said, I ain't wearing nothing special, but thank you. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is get back on. And one thing about free Wi-Fi, specifically in places like hotels and restaurants, bookstores, and things of that nature, wherever they say, oh, we got free Wi-Fi, I hope you have some sort of VPN proxy or whatever set up on your device, especially if you're doing something that is attached to your banks, um, or anything that's dealing with your accounts. You want to make sure that you are searching in a protective atmosphere. And so I had to get a VPN and I had to set that all up, and I had help doing that, but it was tedious. But I finally got it. I'm using CAS VPN. The only downside is that thus far, I'm unable to stream my Netflix, which is kind of annoying because I'm paying Netflix every month, and I paid for this CAS VPN. That's the brand is CAS VPN, virtual something proxy network or whatever, and I'm unable to stream videos or at least Netflix. Netflix blocks it for whatever reason. So just a FYI, guys, I got this lifetime subscription. It cost me $30 for VPN. However, I'm unable to watch my Netflix movies and shows, so that kind of sucks. But I can still get on YouTube and watch web series. And of course, this hotel has cable, so it's not like I don't have TV or whatever. But but yeah, but yeah, I got into this copper wearing thing like 2 years ago. So, all right, come on. It takes me a while to log in and all that. Okay, so Spiritual Chick says, oh, and since you brought it up, what do you think of the number 111, 1111? I have been seeing it everywhere, and my friend as well. 111 and 1111 are uh, messages that you receive to get you to focus on high vibrational things. Because sometimes when we're kind of thinking of something not so great for us, and if you see 111 or 1111, you need to start thinking of something that is uplifting and nice. Because apparently, when you see those numbers, and if you don't pay attention to how you're thinking, then what you're doing is actually manifesting whatever it is. So if you catch yourself having a bad attitude or somebody getting on your nerves and you see 1111 or 111, you better switch up that attitude because what you're going to do is you're going to attract more reasons to have an attitude. I hope that cleared it up for you. And I've been seeing it every day. since September 2012. And here it is, January 2020. And not a day goes by I don't see 111 or 1111. Not a day. Yeah. And the thing is, my background with Yeshua, church, and all that, I would not have learned so much about other thoughts and ideologies and spiritual paths and things of that nature if it wasn't for that 111 and 1111. Real talk. Real talk. Because it got me thinking, right? Like, why am I seeing? At first, I was a little like, what? Thinking it was a bad omen or something. I was thinking, like, why am I seeing these numbers like every freaking day? And then I started researching. And then I started doing more researching. And it led me to astrology. It led me to numerology. It has led me to law of attraction. It has led me to alchemy. It has led me to uh, Kabbalah. I mean, that was just the beginning. Thought, thought patterns, your thoughts, and then it just, it just kept going. So if it wasn't for they call them angel numbers, when you see repetitive numbers or numbers in sequence all the time. When you keep seeing those numbers, that is something that's trying to get your attention, and they call them angel numbers. And mine just happened to be 1111 and 111, but not just those numbers. I've started seeing other numbers more often. Like I'll see 777, 7070, 7777, 333, 3333, 222, 2222, 666, 6666, and I'm going to stop right there. 666 is not an evil number, just so you know. It's not evil. It's not, a mark on you or nothing like that. It just look up 666 and look up the meaning behind it other than what you were probably taught, the fear, okay? All right, so I'm finally getting to turn on my protection VPN. Um, oh, you're welcome, Spiritual Chick 82. No, go ahead and ask your questions. Because it's not like I got 10,000 people in this chat room wanting me to answer all their questions. So you have the floor. And then you said, yeah, we have been racking our minds trying to Google and tie it all together. Your insight is awesome to hear. Ah, thank you. Yeah, I did the same thing. I'm still learning. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I am still learning because this is a university, as some people say. You're going to always keep learning. Not one person has all the answers because if they did, they would not be in this dimension. Right? This dimension is a classroom. If you know everything, you ain't going to be here. Right? So we're here to experience being these beings that we are. I mean, we're existing inside an avatar, right? And once this avatar is worn out, we'll move on to something else in another dimension. And the goal is to move up, like the Jeffersons, moving on up, but to the north side. That's what you want to go. You want to be on the north side, right? The highest dimension. And again, I'm learning more and more about the dimensions. And right now, I've learned that this reality that we're in is the third dimension. And that so-called heaven that we were taught is the fourth dimension. But there are several dimensions above that heaven or that hell that we were taught. Um, and I'm still learning that. Like, like if you think of space, and if you can wrap your brain around how massive space is, you tend to realize, oh crap, I don't know what else is out there. Like I said, if you knew everything, you wouldn't be in this dimension. You wouldn't be here in this university learning or in experiencing. Have any more questions or comments? Anything else you wanted to add? You say, yeah, it goes so deep. Spirituality is fascinating, and we can never figure it all out. Exactly, and I've said this before. Like my foundation is the Yeshua Christian Southern Baptist Foundation. That was what I was introduced to, right? At the end of the day, I am still growing. And in order to continue to grow, you have to be willing to learn other people's way of life or way of lives, other people's belief systems, their way of life. I'm not saying you need to adopt every single thing out there, but what you do need to do is to be open to hear what they have to say. And if it doesn't click with you or whatever, you were not meant to be involved in that in the first place. But it could be something, it could be one thing that that person said that you can learn from. You don't have to walk their blueprint. You have your blueprint. I have mine. You know, there could be some similarities somewhere in the mix. If not, that's fine. That's not where you're supposed to be in this university. Okay, I got my chat over here now so I can see better. Spiritual Chick 82 says, oh, before that, enjoy it, bro. So, do you get a lot of sleep at night? Okay, that's your question. Typically, I get about 7 hours of sleep. Typically. If I had this schedule that I will have in the future, I would get 8 hours. Like lights out at 10 p.m. and up at 7:30. I'm more of an early bird. I just don't want to talk early in the morning. Like, don't come in my face talking to me and want to chit chat and everything, or eating heavy early that morning. Nah, talk to me around 9 o'clock in the morning, and then around that time, I might want to also have breakfast. If it's too early for me to eat, it's too early for me to run my mouth and talk to whoever wants to talk that early. But I do like getting up earlier to get out and get things done if I need to before everybody else roll out of the bed, especially on the weekends. So that's an answer for you. Enjoy it, bro. Yeah. Okay, spiritual chick says, cool, I am Christian. I like to remain open-minded and respectful of others' beliefs as well. I totally agree. Definitely, we can remain individual to our own beliefs without taking on another, while at the same time staying open-minded to listen. Cool. Unfortunately, everybody's not like that identified with being Christian. Um, I'm hoping that eventually they will get there. If not this lifetime, then they'll have another chance to get there. I do believe that um, eventually all of us, we're going to find our way back. Like Beyonce said, find your way back, or however way she said it. And she was talking about in the Lion King uh, album that she put out last summer. Find your way back, or whatever. Um, the way I look at it is, we're gonna find our way back to the highest divinity, um, the nothingness. Look into Kabbalah, and Kabbalah is on a seriously different level. And I'm still, Kabbalah is like one of those Kabbalah is like one of those belief systems that's so layered. It has so many layers. So many layers. There's no way you're gonna sit down and get it all in like 2 or 3 sessions. Now this is a lifetime commitment to learn that stuff. But I say all of this because the very tip top, if you look at the tree of life, or the Kabbalah tree of life, at the very top you have um, the highest divinity, pretty much God, if you want to look at it that way. I don't even want to say the creator. I would say source, because really we're all creators. You know, we create our reality based on our mindset. So we all kind of evolve and all that, and we create things. So I would just say the source to everything. Um, that's at the very tippy top of the um, tree of life, the Kabbalah version of the tree of life. That is the nothingness. And again, I've said before, for those Christians who have been introduced to Scripture, the Bible, in the first chapter, first verse, you know, let me make sure I got the right wording, because there's so many translations out there. Genesis 1:1. In a beginning, I mean, some version says in a beginning. Um, I'll just look at the NIV version. A lot of people are accustomed to that version. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit, the capitalized S, Spirit of God, was hovering over the waters. So there was a surface, and there was the waters, and there was darkness. Now, obviously, it says in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth, right? Okay, heavens and earth. And then they jumped to say, and now the earth. So after the earth, then you have dark water, surface, and all that. But before all of that, it was just darkness. That's called nothingness. That's at the very tippy top of the Kabbalah tree of life. That's where we ultimately will find our way home. That's home. That's home. Nothingness. That's the beginning. And the thing is, and this is getting extra deep because I don't know. Again, I'm in this university called Planet Earth, Experiencing Life. And I don't know. Because apparently there's a higher dimension than the dimensions that have been revealed to us. A lot of these people who are gifted spiritually and they give us this information in small small pieces or baby, spoonful baby uh, sizes, so we don't choke off of meat, as some people say in some churches. You got to spoon feed people, give them that milk first before you give them solids. And so I say all of this is because right now we're being fed milk. And some of us have gone from milk to cereal that some parents put in their baby's milk to help them sleep better at night. When the doctors say this child should not be eating solids until 6 months, but you still slip a little of the baby cereal in the milk when they're like a month and 2 days old. Yeah, we're kind of getting that now. Not necessarily the meat. Some people do have meat, right? So that's the journey I'm on. No limits. Now I have my boundaries. I do have my boundaries. However, I do not want to limit myself to one box and not learn about the other pieces that box, which they call mystery, the unknown. Or we'll find out when we go to the promised land. That kind of mentality. Well, pieces of the missing elements of whatever it is, mystery, other people know that. Other people have that information, right? So, how about you be nice to people, treat them with respect. Don't think that they're gonna come in. Well, you do have some people that are just their path is destruction. Let's keep it real. You do have people whose mission in this university we call planet Earth is to be destructive. That's their path. That's their purpose in this dimension. So you do have people like that. Um, but that should not deter you from learning, spiritually growing because of a handful of people that have been placed in your life to help you realize your true strength. Even though they can be annoying as hell, scary, very threatening, and things of that nature. But they feed off your fear if you allow them to make you scared. They feed off of that. Yeah, narcissists too. I've dealt with a narcissist. Still dealing with one. Had to put one in their place the other day. Mm-hmm. But guess what? Guess what? They figured out real quick that I'm the boss of my queendom. I'm the boss. And you can call it what you want. But just because you thought that I was nice, that I was going to be the type of person that was going to allow you to control, no. It's not going to work that way. And see, with a narcissist, that's what you got to do. Narcissists, even though they are some of the most challenging people on the planet to deal with, um, I believe their purpose is to help us develop a backbone. Because half the time, yeah, you can probably throw down with somebody, but you don't want to. You want to be nice. You want to be patient, because that's the kind of energy you want to come back to you, right? When you have narcissists and people like that in your space, they are helping you work your spiritual muscles. They are helping you to have a voice. They are helping you to see through the BS. And then when you get to a certain place after experiencing all that, you tell them how it's going to be done. You give them a little bit of their own medicine. That's how you handle them. You keep them moving. Child. Like there was this one song that I was listening to on the Spotify with the playlist for that show I was telling you guys about, which was the Juju web series. And I'm trying to remember what was said. I think it was blessed. I'm blessed. Um, please don't test. I think that's what it was. It was like, blessed, please don't test. Pretty much saying, you want to play? Is that what you want to do? You want to play? You really want some of this, right? But again, I think that their purpose or their role in your life, and not just narcissists, just difficult people in general. Sometimes they are a reflection of your inner self. Maybe that's who you were once upon a time. You can get a little taste of your own medicine. That could be it. Some people believe you in a past life maybe you were a butthole, and now you're dealing with a butthole. I came across this one post somebody posted on Facebook, and apparently this young black guy is suing his parents for conceiving him and birthing him, and and he's black, so he's suing them for giving birth to him as as a black person. I was like, what? And then I was like, you know what? He probably chose, if you want to go real deep with this, he probably chose his family and his race, his economic status, and everything before he was reincarnated into this reality. Because maybe there was a lesson he needed to learn once upon a time ago. And he decided to pay off that debt or whatever that was. He decided that I'm going to come back as a black man in this household. Spiritual Chick says, they're extremely destructive. I truly believe they are a deterrent to spiritual progress. Ooh, they will work your nerves. They will work your nerves. I'm telling you. Ooh, they will work it. And then they will try to flip it on you and try to act like a victim, right? Try to act like you wasted their time or you used them. I mean, the whole laundry list of excuses, right? But anybody that has a brain and been around that person long enough can see straight through it. They may have a little fan club at the very beginning when they first meet people because they're going to show them what they want them to see. And so this person is, oh, it's such a great person. Da, 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 da. Even the people like on TV and stuff, they show you a particular angle of them that they want you to see, right? But then when you get to know them and be around them long enough, then you're going to see, oh, this is the real deal right here. What everybody else saw before was what was a script. But again, I do believe that people like that are placed in just bullies in general. They're placed in our lives um, to help us again build a backbone, flex, as some people say. They help us to flex when needed. You know how some people put their kids in martial arts, other little things to keep them active, and then some kids will catch on to it and and actually um, advance and be incredible at whatever martial arts like taekwondo or whatever. But typically they typically will train kids to learn how to defend themselves, but not to be going around just beating people up. Because there will be a time when they will need, need to practice. Not necessarily because they want to practice in a real scenario, but you need to understand there is balance. And again, I'm going back to this whole spiritual thing. Hi, stupid stop motion. You don't have to apologize for being late. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you watching. Um, but back to what I was saying. People like that, they're on the extreme end of things, and maybe you were on the other side of things, and then you meet in the middle eventually. But balance. I believe you should not be trying to tear people down, trying to steal people's joy. You know, I don't get no gratification from that. I get gratification when someone lifts their head up, when they find self-worth. You know, that's what I get out of that. I feel good for people who feel good about themselves. I also feel good when someone's being a bully and I can actually let people know about themselves in order to be an advocate for that person who was being bullied. I like that about myself as well. But you can be nice all you want, but there's going to be a time when you're going to have to let loose. That's a time for everything, guys. There's a time for everything. That is written. There's a time for everything. And when it's time to raise up, it's time to raise up. When it's time to flex, it's time to flex. And I prefer to not lift a finger and still flex. Just saying. Yep. Balance the karmic debt. Yeah, so the guy, like I was mentioning earlier, mad at his parents for giving birth to him and being black. Like, dude, you chose your parents probably, if you believe in that ideology, you know. You chose this. You chose this. You wanted to experience being a black man in America, the United States of America. You wanted to experience that. Oh, you definitely want to experience that. Now that's a challenge. You were up for the challenge, so that's what you experienced right now. You just forgot that you decided to pick those parents and to live as a black man. So, sorry you forgot. Sorry, sorry, not sorry. So apparently, I got a reading last summer, and I wasn't planning on doing this reading. It was one of those quick $20 readings somebody talked me into getting. But then I found out things I already knew about myself. But in particular, one of my past lives, I was a high priestess. And apparently, I was very dangerous. And so, I guess part of my uh, experiences in this life is to be part of a community um, that has its challenges. I guess that's part of it. But I'm also part of a community that is linked to ancient power. And I love that. I love being linked to that ancient power. But now it's time for the ancients to show themselves. And guess what? They're showing themselves more and more through their descendants. That's how they're showing themselves. You see me? My ancestors are looking right back at you. My ancestors are reading these comments and everything else that I'm experiencing here in this reality. They're experiencing it too. And that's what I love about it. I am remembering. Remembering. As some people try to slow it down so you can kind of understand what they're saying. Um, it's not just remember, but you're putting the members back together. Yeah. So, Enjoy It Bro says, do you believe in palm reading? Um, I've never had reading done before. Um, but it's funny that you asked that because I have this thing. I don't like just people touching me. I don't like people holding my hand. I don't really want anybody like to actually see my hand on social media or this platform. Um, I guess I do believe in readers. What I have learned is that when you get a reading, be it palm, tarot, or whatever, that is a forecast. You do with it as you will. If it's something that person suggests that could happen, it's up to you to either believe it or not. So if they put a seed in your psyche that, I don't know, you're gonna break your leg, then guess what? You're gonna sit around worry about, oh, I'm gonna break my leg, I'm gonna break my leg. And then you probably turn around and break your leg. You know why? Because you thought it into existence. Again, back to that law of attraction. You created that scenario based on your beliefs. So yeah, in so many words, I do believe there are true palm readers out there. Again, there are true spiritual people out there with the gifts. But just because someone is not gifted but fake the funk, that does not mean the whole entire group of people are fakes. It doesn't mean that at all. The practice, the tool, the technique, I believe it works because they believe it works. And then whoever that person is doing services for, if it comes true, it's because they believe that the tool worked. And if you're in a community where everybody swear up and down that whatever this person did worked for them, then you already got that in your head. Like, well, it worked for my cousin, or it worked for my best friend, or it worked for my coworker. Then you already got in your head, it's going to work for me. And if you believe it and feel it and all of that because of somebody else's results, it probably going to work for you too. I know that's a long answer to your question, but I hope that was good enough for you. Enjoy it, bro. And the spiritual chick has a big smiley face. Where else you want this conversation to go, guys? Have any other uh, input. Now, I'm thinking about this right now. You do have, if you're coming from a Christian background or any what is it called? Um, re, spiritual belief system that believes in uh, one thing, right? Well, they warn you. For instance, test the spirits. Test them. If they deny Yeshua, as some people call Jesus, if they deny him and all this stuff like that, then uh, you don't want to keep communicating with that spirit. But unfortunately, many leaders of such belief systems or organizations, I should say, they tend to want their flock to shut down all communication with all tools that are out there that have been passed down from generation to generation, 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 generation. It has a long track record of results. They tend to want you to just disconnect from that completely. And everything else is leading you in a way that's away from where they believe you should go. And I have mixed feelings about that. I understand if they truly want to protect you, because maybe you've been um, conditioned to fear everything. If you decide that you're going to play around with something, fill in the blank, and you did not go and protect it, you did not close that door or that gate or whatever because you didn't know how, because apparently what you were doing was not um, approved by your spiritual leader, then you are ultimately going to get hurt. And so they want to make sure that they're protecting you from that. That's part of it. That's not everything, but that's part of it. You don't want to play around with tools. When I say tools, tarot, palm reading, uh, throwing shells, um, or whatever the tool is used. If you are not working in a way that is in a protective way, and you just open up that channel, then you can get hurt. So I understand why they say stay away from this, stay away from that, don't listen to this, don't listen to that, this is the way you should go. I get it. Because some people, and maybe even in this lifetime, they're just not ready for that. And I can't knock it. Eventually they will. But maybe in this lifetime, they're not ready for that. Um, because again, they've been conditioned with this fear tactic for so long that the ultimate fear is to be punished. That's the ultimate fear. And so people don't want to be punished, and you know, they're just trying to just stay under the radar. But then once you get past the fear and you start to learn more about um, what you're comfortable with, Like for instance, I'm comfortable with angels that I learned about in scripture, the Bible. I'm comfortable. There are some angels in the Bible that are highlighted. Um, I'm comfortable with, and there are three that I'm comfortable with. There's Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, and of course Archangel Michael. Michael, I wouldn't necessarily say I burn candles for him or do all this other stuff. Cause I mean, honestly, guys, I know some practices you gotta do a lot of work. And for me, I'm all about this and this, right? This is how I communicate, right here and right here. And I can kind of like telepathy almost, telepathically put in a request, like protection. I'll call on Archangel Michael. And like I said before, guys, I choose not to see anything. I don't need to see nothing. I don't. But I know I can feel the space may feel lighter, you know. So I'm cool with Archangel Michael. Like Archangel Michael is a warrior. Archangel Michael is he's in a he's in a position of authority. And when I say authority, I mean like he's he's he has his gentle side, but he also has he it's almost like he has what he does have what's the name of that nuclear bomb button or whatever somebody carry around all the time, and if something go down, they have the they have the case where uh, a political leader, and I'm not gonna say his name on my channel, um, or whoever's in that position has the authority to push that button. Well, let's just say Archangel Michael is carrying around that suitcase or the briefcase, and he can push the button when given the command. So, one thing about this university, this classroom, learning from other walks of life and learning from other people's belief systems is when one thing I picked up is using your mind to envision, using your mind to envision. I see Archangel Michael with his wings spread out, covering me when requested. When I'm in a space and I feel uncomfortable, I envision myself in a bubble of light and everything else outside of that space. You know, like flies and bugs and stuff will fly to this light that's designed to kill them. It zaps them, like zapping mosquitoes. They go into the light and it zaps them. That's my bubble. That's my bug repellent. People that bug me, that's my bug repellent. That's what I do up here. Spiritual Chick says, "Oh, I completely agree with you. You cannot play around with spiritual realm. You need to have your armor on, and for certain, not open any portals." Exactly. Mm-mm. No. Uh-uh. No. I know some people like to interact with that realm quite often, and maybe they have a lot of experience where they can close it and open it and close and open it and everything. Personally, at this point in my life, I'm not really interested in opening channels and stuff. But what I'm interested in is vibrations, high vibrations. Because I have enough of my low vibration as it is. I'm trying to raise it up. And like I said, with my crystals, and like I said, familiar um, personalities that I grew up learning about, I'm comfortable with that. I want to learn more about the Magi. Like really, the Magi, the North Star. I'm hearing right now, not literally, but it came to my mind. Alchemy, astrology, numerology, quantum physics, or quantum leap. That's another one too that I've been interested in. I've seen a few YouTubers that show step by step how to quantum leap into what you are seeking. So, for instance, if I want to quantum leap into a peaceful atmosphere, um, as far as let's say where I live or something like that, you can create a post-it like this, write on it, tape it to a glass of water. Water you'll pour, maybe whatever. You're going to drink it. So you want this water to be clean. And when you do that, you can also hold this glass of water and you think about everything negative, everything you don't like, and all of that. And then you're gonna feel disappointment and everything else that's just connected to what you're trying to get out of, right? Do that for maybe 5-10 minutes. I mean, you pretty much pissed off by the time you're done with that first episode or that first exercise, I should say. And then you have a glass. You put a post-it on it and you write on that post-it all the things that is just amazing. But you want to do one thing at a time. So like the place that you live is secure and beautiful and whatever. And then you're gonna pour the water into that glass, the water that you were talking over that was negative, because water is energy, and water um, never forgets, right? So you're going to put that water into the glass of all this stuff that you um, seek, and you're going to hold that glass and think of all the wonderful things that's going to come out of that, as if it's already done. And you're going to keep on keeping on, right? And then after about 5 minutes or so, you're going to drink that water. And the memory of that water is going to go into you, and it's going to be part of your biology or whatever. That's what some people are doing. This is a tool that some people are using to catapult them in a direction that they seek. In my opinion, that has nothing to do with destructive energy or anything like that, because it's your energy. Now, some people call on or they work with entities and all that. I'm not a fan of that. I am learning about different belief systems and stuff, but currently right now, coming from a Christian background, the only room I have for that, as far as entities, is Yeshua. and Archangel Michael, and maybe one or two other spaces somewhere up in there that I'm comfortable with. Um, because I've been um, conditioned to put Yeshua in a space of authority, not some other entity where I have to do all of this work. I'm like, I think I've done enough. I don't want to I don't want to start a relationship with some other entity. And as far as Yeshua, we've been taught that he forgives and he loves us or whatever. Some of them entities ain't gonna get down like that. From what I've learned, if you don't do X, Y, and Z for a particular entity, they're gonna let you know about it. And sometimes people forget. Sometimes people get sidetracked or whatever, and maybe they don't do what they promised they would do if in exchange for something. So I'm not interested in that. Again, I'll sit back, I'll watch, I'll learn or whatever like that, um, to get an idea of what people believe and their way of going about their spiritual paths. But I really don't want any authority over me. I know that's pretty bold to say. I have enough authority over me as it is than to add more of that into my life and then having to keep up with that. Um, as far as entities. Now, as far as ancestors, I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with um, acknowledging my ancestors, acknowledging their walk, acknowledging their experience, and whatever messages that they may have for me to help me in this life. I am appreciative of it. And again, I said this earlier, is that if you see me, if I see you, we are reflections of our ancestors, and our ancestors are us. And so, anybody else have anything else to say? Because it's getting a little quiet in the chat room. Anybody else? Any more good topics? Everything you guys are saying is the area of my life I'm in right now. Again, more deep identity, not surfacey identity, but deep identity, and that's where I am right now. Ancient identity. Anything else? Because this video is going on almost 2.5 hours, y'all. And the only reason why I'm going this long is because the topics thus far has caught my attention. Anything else? I see there's 2 people watching. Going once. Oh, we got 3 people watching. Going once. Going twice. Any other questions? Any other comments? Any other anything? Let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to say before I end this video? Because it's 9 o'clock. Well, for those who have come in and out of this chat, I will be ending this video in the very, 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 very near future, like probably within the next minute. And you can always go back and watch it from the beginning. Um, Also, feel free to check out my other videos. Um, I've been on YouTube for quite a while, and My username or my screen name is pretty much what my videos have been about. Racial, political stuff that pertains to racial stuff, um, economic stuff, human rights, um, and like I said, now with my interests is about deeper identity, like I just mentioned, deeper identity. Um, we're more than just this avatar experiencing this university planet. We're more than that, and more of us need to wake up and understand what's going to help us move up. Like I said, moving on up to the north side. The north side meaning the highest dimension. The highest dimension. You know what's funny? A friend of mine, her son asked her something about dimensions the other day. I think he's like 8 or 9 years old. And it's funny because I was there visiting them over the weekend. And he was in the other room watching, either playing a video game or something. So he was preoccupied. He wasn't even in the room to be in the conversation. And then days later, he asked her about dimensions and wanting to be with her in heaven and all this stuff. And I'm like, where did he get this? Like, he wasn't even in the room. But this young boy, he's gifted. He's gifted. And I've told her, I was like, when he was a little boy in a high chair and I was feeding him, he literally will look around me like something was behind me, and he would smile and look around. And I remember I could feel something behind me, and then I just turn around, and of course I don't choose to see nothing. But I told her, I would say, yeah, he has a gift. He has many gifts actually. But she was like, he'll just come up with, like, he'll pop up with any kind of thing that's dealing with spirituality. And she was like, I haven't introduced him to a lot of the questions that he's asking me. And so, anyway, I just say all of this because I think children are, these questions that we're asking now as adults, I think children, depending on what generation, I think, what they call them, um, rainbow rainbow kids or whatever, like every generation or so there's a different name for these children. But the younger they are, the more complicated spiritual questions that they're asking. And many people, they don't have the answers, right? As grown people, we're still trying to figure it out, right? Like the kids ask, why the sky blue? You know, all those little questions. He don't know his questions. Like he have you thinking like, I don't know. Should I be asking the same questions? But anyway, it is what it is. So that's my cue. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate your time. Could have been doing anything, watching anyone else, but you chose to be here. I appreciate you. Thank you. If you like the video, you can hit the like button. You can subscribe, hit that bell so you can get notified when I do go live. My lives are never um, automatic. It's just whenever I have the time. But I choose to just come on here and just talk, you know. And I don't have a script half the time. I really don't know what I'm about to talk about lately because I have other things going on behind the scenes I'm not talking about just yet until things kind of iron out. So as one chat person, one viewer says, like, are you on business? You look like you're in a hotel. Well, actually, I am on business. I'm the business of raising my vibrations and, you know, relocating. And when I say relocating, I mean physically, yes, I'm relocated, but also want to relocate to a higher dimension. That should be the goal for all of us, to just relocate to a higher dimension. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. But thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Be blessed. Be a blessing to others. And until next time.